Hi friends! So at this point you should have learned how to make your very first sounds. You know how to take care of your instrument, you know how to hold it, you know how to put it together and clean it, all the good stuff. Now you are ready to start playing. Before we dive into our first songs, we need to talk about how to read a fingering chart and what it actually looks like on our instrument. So I've already assembled my instrument and I'm going to review hand placement on the instrument, and then we'll talk about those first 3 notes and then the first 5 notes. So I always start with pinkies when I'm trying to remember how to hold my flute. And it's because there's a lot of buttons here and it's really kind of scary and intimidating when you're a woodwind player. Where do I put my fingers? If you get it on the wrong key and you don't press the right button, you're not going to get the right notes. So it's really important that you have the right hand placement. So let's start with the right hand because it's easier. I always start with the pinky, and the pinky goes on this first key right here next to these 3 open holes. Yours may be colored in or not, if it doesn't matter either way. If you have an open hold flute and you're really little and your hands are tiny, you may want to go to the music store and ask for plugs for them. But we're going to start with our right pinky on this key, the one that is closest to these 3 holes. And then these 3 fingers cover those holes, just like we talked about in the beginning. And then remember about curved fingertips, press those holes down. Now with the left hand, again, I'm going to start with my pinky because it's easy to kind of get things in place. And I want you to think this index finger on your left hand, he's mean. Nobody likes him. And the reason I tell you that is because it makes it easier to figure out where that finger is supposed to go. So I place my pinky and I place 2 fingers, and this guy's mean, so he doesn't get to be by everybody else. There's an empty key on each side of him because he's not nice. I know it's silly, but it's easier to remember. And then when I flip the instrument around, you'll notice that there are 2 thumb keys right here, and we're going to use the bigger, flatter one for now. Later on, you'll learn to use that one. For now, we're going to use the big, flat one. An important aspect to remember is that the left hand, we don't hold it straight on like we do with the right hand, but we do this angled motion, and that's called pronation. So the pronation is when the left index finger right on the side is actually going to rest against the flute. And remember that the right hand moves forward just a little bit and everything lines up. So having the correct finger placement is super important, otherwise you won't get the right notes and then you'll just be frustrated. So if you struggle with it, I recommend that you replay this part of the video a couple of times to make sure you feel really comfortable. Now we're going to talk about the first 3 notes and then the first 5 notes. So in a sheltered setting, sometimes we can get away with those first 3 notes. And on flute, first 3 notes, I would go with B, A, and G. Bright side, they all use the right pinky. Super simple. And on the left hand, we use the first 3 fingers only, and the thumb is down for all of them. Thumb is down. B is first finger, thumb and pinky. A is first and second finger, thumb and pinky. And G is first 1, 2, 3, thumb and pinky. So let's start with B. 1, first finger, thumb, and pinky. Let's play 4 of those, thinking about that pool sound, puh, and then a solid stream of air. Great. Now add the middle finger, sometimes I'll call this 2, for A. And add the third finger, 1, 2, and 3, for G. Could you do it? Let's try it again. Let's do 3 B's, then 3 A's, then 3 G's. We'll breathe in between. Ready? Ready? Breathe. Here is A. Take a breath. Here's G now. Great. Now, did you notice that I used numbers on the fingers? I think it makes it a lot easier when identifying pitches. So if these 3 fingers on the left hand are 1, 2, and 3, on the right hand, the same fingers are 4, 5, and 6. This makes it really easy to try to figure out reading those fingering charts because those 6 lines that go horizontally on your fingering chart apply to these 6 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So with that, the first 5 notes that we learn when we're in a full band setting are B flat, C, D, E flat, and F. And they all have some similarities. Let's start with B flat at the bottom, the lowest note that we learn. It's going to be 1, 4, pinky, and thumb. So it's both pointer fingers, the pinky, and the thumb. Let's play 4. Ready? Go. Great. Now let's play C. This will be your first finger and the right pinky only. This is a little bit tricky because we have to have a balance going on. It's going to be really important that you have the balance point here on your left hand and on that right hand pushing out. 2 things pushing this way, 1 thing pushing this way. So C is index finger on the left hand and the right pinky. Let's play 4. Ready? Go. Great. Now it's really tricky because we go from that 1 and pinky to all of the fingers you didn't push down. So we're going to switch everything. Go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not the pinky yet, and the thumb. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, thumb, no pinky, no left index, no left pinky. What I want you to do is hover those fingers above the keys. Don't touch them though. So no pinkies, no left index, just touch those spots. This is a D. Let's play 4. Ready? Go. Now the next one's super easy. Add the left pinky to that. So you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right pinky. Sorry, I think I said left pinky. Right pinky and your thumb. Again, this is E flat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pinky, thumb. E flat. 4 of them. Ready? Go. And the last note you learn with those first 5 notes is F. And this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, thumb, and the pinky. Again, F is 1, 2, 3, 4, pinky and thumb. Let's play 4. Ready? Go. Great. This is really tricky in the beginning because you have some switches from quick, from nothing to all of them to a couple of them, and it can be really tricky because the patterns are just different and it's a lot of buttons to remember, but I promise with some consistent practice and a lot of effort, it will get better, it will get easier, and a little bit of practice frequently is better than trying to cram it all in on a Sunday night. So slow down, practice what you do know, say things before you play things, and just keep working at it, because I promise with lots of effort, this will become so easy for you over time. Be patient. You didn't learn to walk in one day. The same thing's going to happen with your flute.